there, and welcome to Tammy Talk TV, where we share ways to live with purpose, passion, and perseverance. Today we have 7 ways to rest more and stress less. 3 that come from me and 4 that come from you. So thank you for your contribution to our conversation. Now it's Reverse Q&A Thursday, and you know what that means. Every Thursday I come to you with a question, and I ask you to contribute tips, tools, and techniques to help each other out. Then the following Thursday, I come back to you and I tell you everything I know about the answer to that question. Since I don't know everything, I also highlight comments that have come in from around our social circle. And then of course, be sure to stick around until the end of the video when we will pose a new question for next week. Okay, so just a couple of programming notes first. If you are watching this as a bonus video in the Everyday Vacay Cyber Seminar Series, just know these bonus videos are part of the public side of our YouTube channel, so comments that you make here will be public, unlike the classroom videos in which the comments there are contained to the classroom. And if you're listening to this as an audio download from the TammyTalk.com website, just be aware that its original format is a YouTube video. So if you want to comment and make a contribution, just head on over to the social tab on the website, choose your social media network of choice, and comment away. We look forward to hearing from you. Okay, so let's get started. Again, this week's question was, how can I rest more and stress less? And the first thing that I have for you is to act, don't react. So often we spend all day bogged down in the daily details with our tail on fire. And we just run around in circles trying to put out these fires. And therefore we don't make any headway towards our bigger goals. So the first thing we can do is pull our head out of the sand, see what's coming down the pike at us, pay attention, and plan ahead. Act, don't react. Because when we react, we are the victim of circumstance. But when we act, we are the leader in our own life. So remember to take action and don't wait until your tail catches fire to deal with the situation. Because ordinarily when we ignore it in hopes that it will go away, it just doesn't work out. So pull your head out of the sand, pay attention, and plan ahead. Number 2, breathe. And the biggest misconception about breathing is the first thing we need to do is take that deep cleansing breath in. But the problem is, if we're stressed, we tend to hold our breath. So we're either breathing very shallowly, or we're not breathing at all. Therefore, when we try to take a deep breath in, we can't get a breath in because we're already holding the breath that we have. So the key to a deep cleansing breath is to breathe out first. So breathe out to a count of 4. And then go 4 more. Let it all out. That way it clears the path for that deep cleansing breath to draw it all in. So the next time you need to take a deep breath, remember, breathe out first. We tend to hold our breath, so we have to release one in order to get another. And number 3, we need to cultivate healthy habits around bedtime. So what we do the last hour of every day sets us up for success or failure during the night and even well into the next day. So cultivate some healthy habits around bedtime. And the first one that I suggest is something that I do every night. That is to lay out a list of todays and to-dos. So I draw a line down a piece of paper, and on one side I label it today, and on the other side I label it to do. And on the today side, I just pour out everything that happened during the day that might give me a reason to be awake at night, no matter how silly or simple. Maybe I took something as an insult. Maybe I said something insulting unintentionally. Maybe something happened at work, or one of the children are sick. It happens, and all we have to do is record it in our today list, and that gets it out of our head and down on paper so that we don't have to chase it around all night. And then on the other side, on the to-do list, I list everything that I see coming down the pike at me that I need to put on my calendar. Now, whether I actually put it on my calendar that night or not, Maybe, maybe not. But at least I have it there so that when I do pull out the calendar and start recording stuff on my schedule, I have it on that to-do list and I know where it is. Again, that keeps me from chasing it around in my head all night, because we spend so much time down in the daily details during the day that very often the only time we have to process all these things is in the middle of the night. So if you'll spend just a few minutes before bed laying it all out, your todays and your to-dos. That way, when you lay down to go to sleep, you don't have to chase these things around like a hamster on a wheel all night long. So that's just one of many healthy habits that you can cultivate around bedtime. Another one of my favorites is to just take a tour through the house and make sure everybody has what they need for the next day. I know when my children were small, socks were a big problem. So I made it a habit of every night walk around and make sure I knew where everybody's socks and shoes were for the next day. Where's my purse? Where are my keys? All those things that if they're misplaced at the last minute can really lead to disaster. So that's just another example of a healthy habit around bedtime that can really pay off big dividends for the next day. And number 4 comes in from a fellow YouTuber and very talented poet, Jace Jacobs. Jace says he likes to exercise in the afternoon. It helps him shake it all off. And that's one way to really get rid of that pent-up stress. When we've been dealing with it all day, some afternoon exercise is a really good way to make that transition from our work day into our evening. And number 5 comes in from another YouTube viewer, Marie. Marie says her entire family has a bedtime routine that they go through every night before bed. And having that helps them make the transition from their day into their night. So not only is it a physical routine that probably gets their teeth brushed and gets their pajamas on and gets them ready for bed, but it also is a psychological transition between the day and the night. And so it lets their brain know that we're getting ready to, what? Go to sleep and rest really well. And number 6 also comes from a YouTube viewer, Tyler. Tyler says he has to set an environment for sleep. And our environment for sleep is very important because our environment dictates the quality of our sleep. So there are 3 things that are very important about our sleep environment. Number 1 is light. Did you know that blue and white light send a message to the brain that it is time to wake up? So anytime that we encounter blue or white light during the night, it's always disruptive to our sleep patterns. So it's preferable that we sleep in absolute darkness. But if you have to have a nightlight, or if your children have to have a nightlight, choose one with a red bulb, because red is least disruptive to our sleep patterns. Noise is also very important to our sleep environment, and noise is a double-edged sword, because loud, intrusive noises, of course, wake us up. But absolute silence can be deafening as well. If you're laying there and you can hear your heartbeat and yourself breathing, it can be very disruptive to your sleep. So a little bit of white noise is usually preferable. Maybe a fan. My mother used to sleep with a noise machine. You can get as creative on that front as you would like. And number 7 comes from our friends over at Footprint Media Group. And they say absolutely no electronics past 8 p.m. And that goes back to the light issue, because electronics do emit that blue light. And blue light is very disruptive to our sleep patterns. In fact, it sends a message to the brain that it's time to wake up, and it can last for quite some time after we turn the electronics off. So 1 to 2 hours before bed, if you can dial back those electronics, you will rest better during the night. Now, that may mean that you need to have a conversation with friends and family about how late is too late to call or text. Okay, so thank you, Jace Jacobs, Marie, Tyler, and Footprint Media Group. We sincerely appreciate your contribution to this conversation. And now, as promised, I have another question for this week, and it takes us back to number 3, habits. How can I cultivate healthy habits? Now, I have some ideas that I will share with you on Thursday, but I want to hear from you. How do you cultivate healthy habits? So join us in our social circle. If you want to leave it in the comment box below this video, feel free, but I know that if you're watching on some streaming devices, you can't get to the comment box below this video. In that case, just head on over to TammyTalk.com, hit that social tab, and you will see all the social media sites that we're a part of. Just choose your favorite and comment there. Then I will come around, gather all those tips, tools, and techniques, put them together, and see you again next Thursday for the answers. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. And if you are just generally tired and frustrated, click the link below for the free cyber seminar that details the causes and the cure. Okay, see you Thursday.